Good evening, everyone, and welcome to tonight's Boys from the Baltic. So, hello, Legendary Creation. How are you? Hello, Kelly. Thank you guys for joining up and starting with us this evening. We really very much appreciate it. We are the Boys from the Baltic Star, and we are here for you tonight, like the Muppets. It is a Friday night, and we're all here. And so, as it goes, on Friday nights we play Traveller, and that's what we're doing tonight. We're having some adventures in space with the OG science fiction adventure, although not the OG edition of it, but we'll brush over that bit. We play Mongoose second edition. We have played the OG. Ben's played it quite a lot, which we love, of course, but we also love this one too, and that's what we play. And thank you for joining us. I hope you enjoy your time here. I hope you enjoy what we're doing. I hope you enjoy the game. I hope you enjoy us. I hope you enjoy the chat. I hope you enjoy the pretty pictures. Just most of all, just enjoy yourselves. But I tell you what, here's a deal for you. If you don't enjoy it, then that's absolutely fine. We're not going to hold you here at gunpoint. Please feel free to spend as long or as little as you want with us this evening. We normally run between 2 or 3 hours, maybe a little bit more if the juju is good and the juices are flowing, and no one's got to be up in the morning. But you know, there's lots of things to do in life, and people get tired and that. So pop in, pop out, whatever you want to do, whatever feels good for you. Please feel free, if you want to join in the chat. Chat is friendly. We interact as we can. When we're not busy talking, we will be busy chatting. And chat is a friendly place generally. Also, though, please feel free to lurk. See, look, Ewan's chatting to you already. He's calling you out by name, chat. Also, feel free to lurk. We won't call out lurkers. There's like 2 that we do, but that's sort of in jokes. So don't worry about that. We won't turn on you unless you're Leno. So that's absolutely fine. You might see a red sun on your screen somewhere. On OBS it's in the bottom left, but it'll be somewhere else for you, I'd imagine. Click that and spend some points that you can earn on many different things. Some things will mess with us, some things will help us, some things will just be confusing, some things will make loud music play out of nowhere, some things bring up a picture of Ewan dressed as a bunny, or make me or Ben pose. There is one very special one. There's 2 very special ones really. For 200 credits, there's to Greyhill. Greyhill is the man whose face adorns the middle of the screen. Quite rightly the biggest face of all. He is the patron saint of the channel. So there'll be times when giving a to Greyhill will make the most sense. I mean, toast Greyhill. But we also have an I'll drink to that, which Ben has already shown you. For 1 single credit, if you want to join in, if you agree with something or join in a toast, but you don't want to spend all that money, or don't have that money, then we like to keep it cheap. So everyone can join us in a toast and drink to that in any situation.
Good example.
That went down. Got a bit of gassy there. We're season 2, episode 25 today, I believe. I just double checked because I always feel well unprofessional asking, which is good. There's a lot of other episodes in the past. If you like what you see tonight, feel free to go back through our old adventures. Ewan foolishly looked at our first one the other day. I have no idea why you want to do that. Only to see how much worse we've got. How we start with so much dream and vision, and how it went wrong since then.
And so much facial hair as well.
it was lockdown period.
Yeah.
The further away from lockdown I'm going, the more I'm getting rid of it, I think. And yours is pretty trim compared. That beard you had for that first one, it was amazing.
I kind of miss it.
But yeah, so if you're interested, we have all of those. But if that's too much for you, feel free. There are some that we do halfway through seasons and at the end of seasons, which sort of sums everything up in like an hour or so, which is much easier way in. And if anything piques your interest, go back and watch those episodes. Yeah, up to you if that's what you want. We do loads of other things as well, but check it out. So consider following us on Twitch if that's what you want to do, and you can go through it at your leisure. Or follow us on Twitter at BoysBaltic, where you'll always get tipped off when something is happening, and what is happening, and who on earth is taking part in it. Like tomorrow, we've got one of our favourite special guests, which we'll talk about at the end. Mostly it's us 3, but sometimes other people join us, which we very much love. Speaking of other people, I'm going to shut up in a second, but not before I introduce the other people. my friends, my colleagues, my comrades, the best crew and referee that a man could have. We're all looking very dark tonight. We're feeling very somber. It's because it's serious business tonight, what we're trying to achieve. There's no time for colourfulness.
Stealthy.
We are all very stealthy. I like it, yes. I've got a new cap. It's blue. It's a bit blue and gold. I suddenly realised it's a bit like I'm a Fed or something. I'm not too happy about that. But never mind. My name is...
not.
I'm not really, yeah, definitely. I'll be like the opposite of being a Fed. My name is Luke. Hello. I'm in the bottom right-hand corner, and I play two characters in this game. I play Kara and Soraya, and I'm going to bring up their graphics while someone nightbots me. There we go. I play as Kara. There she is. She's an artist, a carouser, a trader, and a hacker. She'll vlog, she'll talk, she'll buy peanuts for everyone. She's that sort of character. The other person I play is Soraya, and there she is. Soraya's a jack of all trades and engineer, loves mimosas, loves buckyball, which is good because we're on a cruise that has buckyball at the minute. And she's just a bit awkward, but loves Tim's. Any Tim's going, she's a big fan of. And that is Soraya. My other crewmate, who also plays two characters, is one of my favourite people in the whole entire world. He's a splendid character, a splendid man, and has a variety of splendid beers and beards down the years. I said years. Beers down the years. It is my beloved Ewan. Good evening, Ewan. How are you?
Hi, Luke. I'm really good. Thanks for the intro. That's very nice of you.
I'm feeling nice
All,
tonight.
all nice things to hear before we go off to our death.
The viewers know there's only nice things to say about you, Ewan. We keep your mean dark side away.
I don't even know what to say to that. It's true. It's true. They've seen it before. That's why they're so nice to me all the time.
It's like that episode of The Simpsons where Bart has the shinning, is it? And so everyone has to walk around smiling and being extra nice to him so that he stays nice to them. Because if they're mean to him, he zaps them.
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh. So who do you play in this magical game of ours?
Well, I play Stefan, who is a streetwise, sneaky, dexterous, roguish character. He's also Soraya's partner in crime and part of the new Baltic Star management team. Between him and Soraya, they feel as though they've taken over, light-heartedly taken over the leadership of the crew. And I also play Agnar, who is a Varga Wolfman ex-general who is very much enjoying his retired, less structured life, I guess. Has a little bit of medic and some military tactics.
So I'm just bringing up all my fan art of Agnar.
And of course, he is the floofiest one on the crew.
He is.
Yes.
Which brings him his own special fan club in chat. The thirsty floof bitches are big fans of his and Rack, of course. Before we introduce the middleman, he's a little bit lower, so I think our over-the-head fist bump can probably work okay tonight. You want to feel around before you go off?
I can't see what I'm doing there because for some reason my camera's not showing up on mine.
Just go a bit more to the side. There we go. Ooh, lovely.
Good guidance. Thanks, Luke.
That's okay.
Much appreciated.
Like the blind leading the blind. The man whose head we just fist bumped over is a man that deserves a lot of respect. He is the smartest man in any room. He lives his entire life in the Twin Peaks dream sequence. He is the milk tray man. He sneaks into women's bedrooms at night and leaves them chocolates and a note. It doesn't really work the way it used to back in the day, really, does it? It was very different
It's
in the
probably
70s.
not as socially aware an advert as it used to be.
Exactly. Leaving their silk curtains fluttering in the breeze as he leaves. It is our referee, our GM, our master, our the man that leads us where we need to go, who introduced us to this beautiful game. All hands up and celebrate. I'm feeling a bit cultish tonight because we're spending a lot of time with Colt. We are all in the cult of Ben. Good evening, Ben. How are you?
Not too bad, thank you. Not too bad. Yeah, very much looking forward to tonight's game. I've been actually looking forward to it all week. So this is a good moment for me to be back playing again with you guys.
And it's always a pleasure to have you lead us. It feels like Daddy's home and he's back at the head of the table. he's let his boys mess around a bit and he's here to clean up the mess.
Yes, that's possibly true as well. Yes. Yes. I'm still confident that one of Ewan's cats is actually our adult supervision, but
one of them has to be around the whole time to make our carer to caree numbers add up. I know that much.
Yeah,
It certainly
that's right.
feels like it, the amount of time they're in and out.
They're just checking on you, that's all.
Mm.
Right, so without further ado, let's get started on where we are. So aboard the Seamstress, giant liner, buckyball pitch, ski resort and hot tub paradise, the travellers have the task of protecting a group of cultists on the week-long voyage. They've discovered that at least one of the members of the Geeker diaspora, their temporary employers, has some psionic ability, something more than frowned upon in the Imperium. The diaspora has also taken delivery of an unaccompanied child, Leah Hivia, who also seems to have psionic ability. Seeing the girl is in real danger in Imperial space, Zoe made some suggestions, some of which might lead to her leaving the Baltic Star, but they contacted March Temple, someone they know is Zodani and might be able to help. March said she would try to make arrangements, or at least provide the travellers with a name they could contact. Meanwhile, as Chief of Security, Olivia Sharp had asked the travellers to keep the diaspora largely in their quarters and only bring them out in ones and twos to keep a low profile, Kara hacked the hot tub booking system in order to book the diaspora a group of tubs all together so they could share time in public as a group. Agnar did discover a human passenger who was paying a little bit of attention to him, but it's not clear why. When March got back in touch, she asked if our heroes could delay the liner's jump to Geeker by an hour, and immediately the travellers began plotting. The plan, concocted by Kara, Stefan and Sammy, involves a complex operation of 4 steps, any one of which could go horrifically and instantly wrong. Success will be realised only if each and every part works perfectly, and at several points the team could get into very serious trouble if they fail. It is, in other words, a classic Baltic Star plan. And that is where we resume the story.
Didn't realise we could get into so much trouble at any step, Stefan. We might need to cancel our plans.
So, the 4-part plan that you guys came up with last time was to lure Olivia Sharp out of her office and then get in there and use her system to switch off the alarm on a hatch that would give you access to the outer skin of the ship. Then crack open an access hatch, get into the access tunnels back there, and then cause an error in the proximity sensor. They all sound easy enough and completely without any peril whatsoever.
That is very true. We need to get Stefan into Sharp's office, turn off the alarm, get into the hatch, get to the wasn't it to the I believe it's get into avionics, wasn't it? At the front of ship. Is that right?
No, proc sensors are all around the sides
excellent.
of the ship. So
that's good.
So anywhere around the belt. You don't need to be right at front of ship.
Thank goodness.
There was talk of that, but I think it moved on to a slightly more refined plan.
Fantastic.
With less people around, hopefully.
I like it. I like refined plans.
But it sounds just like us, to be fair.
All our plans are refined.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Exactly.
punching someone in the face with shotgun gloves,
God.
or just
You
dropping
always
some
bring that
random politician some poison.
Of all of your plans, that was among the most subtle. It's perfectly fair to say.
Throwing a political leader out of a ship in orbit.
Yeah, that's true as well. Yes, you did that.
Killing a gardener.
Killing a yes,
Yeah.
yes, you've done that as well. Yeah, yeah. Overthrowing a couple of governments.
That's just,
Yeah.
just kills a bit of time, doesn't it? set off a smoke grenade in a theme park.
Yes,
That-
yes, you did that.
That went down well.
We did find a cure for a horrible disease, to be fair, and sold it on.
Yeah, not
we do
actually
nice
a cure,
things.
but a test.
Just the test. Yeah,
we're gonna sell the cure for another mega credit, mate. I tell you. Now they know it
Yes,
exists.
just before you got your barman killed, you managed to use his biology to make a test.
The BAS test.
The BAS test.
The BAS test lives on. I need a poster for the BAS test, actually. We'll do one of them as well. Some nice graphics for the BAS test.
Have you had your BAS test yet?
Feeling green around the gills. Have you had your BAS test? Yes.
I like it.
Going abroad for holidays. Night, Legendary Creation. Thank you for dropping in, though. Always an absolute pleasure. If anyone liked the art that was being posted, it is on our Discord, which we'll link at some point if I can remember. Is Nightbot up to date with our Discord link? I can't remember. But Legendary Creation posts loads of the art that he's working on, which is quite frankly ludicrous.
It is
On
remarkable.
our Discord channel, so yeah. Even if you hate us, his stuff's amazing. So get involved with that. It's worth joining just for that. I'm just delaying while I try and work out what we're going to do. Carl turned to Stefan as they're sat there. 'Cause we were running the Cross Keys, if I remember correctly, having a little chat.
That's
in the
right. Yeah,
corner.
the three of you are sitting in the cross keys plotting.
Yes. Oh, I love plotting. Carl sort of leans a little bit closer, conspiratorially, and says to Stefan, "So, how do you want to get into Sharp's office?"
Well, it's funny you should bring that up, Cara. You just had the ship's schematics up, didn't you? Deck plan schematic. What do you call it? What is it when it's a ship?
Yeah, pretty much. I call it schematics because I'm a simple character. That's all I know about life. You know me. I call the front of ship the front of ship.
Well, exactly.
I don't go in for these fancy terminologies. I call it what I know.
Is there another way in? Got any vents or? I don't suppose there's any windows that open, but you know what I mean.
I don't know much about spaceships, but I know there's probably not a window that opens.
Well, I'd feel silly asking, and then I get in there, and it turns out that there is an airlock window that opens to the outsides.
You should feel silly asking.
I'd look like a right idiot, wouldn't I?
You look like an idiot for asking it. Go and get another round of mimosas, Stefan, and I'll see what I can find.
Okay. And he'll turn. Who got with us?
Sammy.
He'll turn to Sammy and say, "Sammy, do you want another?"
Sammy says, "I think I'd probably better keep a clear head. You might need me to do some of the technical stuff."
Come on.
Yeah. I'm only going to have a soft drink. Do you want? If you want something that's not a mimosa, that's fine.
Lovely. Yes. I'll have the mimosa without the alcoholic bit.
Get the virgin mimosa.
Perfect. Cara, find me that window, and he'll head up to the bar.
Get me as well as my alcoholic one. Get me another non-alcoholic one if you're getting one.
Okay, no worries.
Although, and then she turns to Sammy and says, "You see, for me, heisting and hacking is like playing pool. You need to have a few drinks just to get in the slot, you know. Too many and it goes wrong, but you just need a few to just feel it without fear. Feel smooth." And I feel that we do need to pass over to Stefan because he has got a sneaky masterclass before I make any rolls or anything like that.
Okay.
After all, Kelly has dropped 200 of her huge Imperial credits on this.
Of her hard-earned credits.
Hard-earned credits.
So Stefan will approach the bar and try and catch someone's attention.
Okay, there is a Tim at the bar who looks up as Stefan approaches.
Good day. Can I please get 1 mimosa and 3... I've been told to ask for virgin mimosas, but I'm guessing, can I have 3 orange juices, please?
Of course. Yes. Yes, as far as I'm aware, virgin mimosa just means orange juice. Yes, absolutely.
Can you give them the same funny umbrella and straw and, make it look like a mimosa, but not?
Of course. That's no problem at all.
Thanks.
Yeah, I'll bring them over to you.
Perfect. Do you want me to... Shall I pay now?
Please, if you don't mind.
Wonderful. What's on the bar, Ben? As he looks down to Tippy Tappy. I assume he looks down to Tippy Tappy some stuff.
Yeah, what do you mean what's on the bar?
Is there anything... I don't know. Is there a selection of... like a condiment holder that's got like a pile of napkins and... or a bar mat or anything similar?
There will certainly be themed bar mats, yes.
Wonderful. As the person is led down, Stefan will go to grab a bar mat and roll it up and slip it into his pocket. Not the one right in front of him, because it's
too easy,
too obvious for him.
Yeah,
he'll go for he'll lean over and try and grab one.
Okay.
Should have warmed up some dice.
I think that's a very good idea. Can you roll a stealth check for me, please, with Dex?
Yes. I should probably get the right character sheet out. It's definitely not one that we want Agnew doing. That is a 6 on the dice plus 3 is a 9.
Okay.
I am still here.
Yes, that's no challenge at all. You do indeed manage to pilfer one without any difficulty.
Wonderful. He'll pay however many credits it is for such drinks, and then head back to the table.
It'll be about 6, so
okay, perfect.
Not a huge amount, I'm afraid. This is not a big investment.
That's okay.
Yeah. Okay. So you make your way back to the table, and while you're at the bar, is Kara saying anything to Sammy, or are you just waiting for Stefan to get back?
What Kara's going to do is what Stefan has said is she's going to get to work, I guess. He'd asked if there was any vents or anything that leads into the office. If he's going to go all Mission Impossible style and clamber through things, or Solid Snake through vents or back areas, or anything that could get him into the offices themselves, or if he's going to have to walk through brazenly. So she's going to try and see if there's any pipes or things that he can sort of walk through.
Oh, yeah. I need a cardboard box.
You do.
Right. Solid Snake.
So you're going to do. So are you going to pull up schematics of the ship, basically, as best you can?
Yes, please.
All right, then we'll start with an electronics computing check, please.
Okay.
You can have your bonus for the check, and you can use intellect for it.
Thank you very much. It's a good start with my cheating dice. It's 13 in total.
Very nice.
13.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. With your frankly exceptional skills, you do indeed identify a route where if you were to go down to the hot tub level, to the bottom of the stack of hot tubs, the lowest of the 3 levels, up at the front of ship, you would be able to walk along to what is effectively an emergency exit.
Yeah.
A route for people in time of a crisis to get into the central part of the ship for whatever reason. It's also used as a maintenance hatch, as staff corridor if needed. It's not as well served. It's a bit primitive. You'd have to open the hatch in the ground and then climb down a ladder. But from inside there is indeed an access which will put you to the other side of the walls on both sides of the security division's offices. And there do appear to be access panels, hatches and the like.
Excellent.
They're not big, but if you're careful, you can probably squeeze your way through.
Oh, that is good to know. She sort of keeps that page, keeps up, screenshots keeps a couple of those pages up, ready to show Stefan as he comes over. She's feeling quite proud of herself. She sort of points them out to Sammy and says, I guess he's going to go secret agent on us today then. What do you reckon about this hatch, Sammy? Is he going to get his backside through that one, or is that one going to be pretty tight?
I think, based on the metrics, it's going to be a tough squeeze, but it's possible. You might think about using someone a bit less bulky, though.
By metrics, you mean booty?
Yeah, I mean the size of his enormous giant ass. That's what I mean, yes. Yeah.
Don't bring out those quite sensitive about it.
At this point, I would like Stefan to appear back at the table and attempt to clonk her with said rolled up beer mat, because the clonk has been redeemed.
Okay. It is an attack, even though no plan is made to achieve real harm. It nonetheless is an attack. It's a melee attack, so you can use strength or dex, whichever is your preference.
Wonderful. Can I use unarmed melee, or
yes?
Is there another?
I mean, arguably it's improvised weapon, but you're not really using it as an improvised weapon. You're just using it as an extension of your fingers. So, unarmed is fine.
Thanks. That's a 5 plus 3 is an 8.
An 8, okay. All right. Okay, I was about to say she's going to try and dodge, but her dodge is not helpful. She's not good at that. So yes, you do indeed flicker across the back of the head with the beer mat as you walk over and sit down.
What do you mean bulky? I've slimmed down a lot since. I don't know when, actually.
You needed to slim down. The amount of time you were trying to hide behind her little frame on that planet that time. You were alive.
Maybe
that's how you treat her.
It was an excellent success, yes. I assume you're not actually intending to score any damage against her.
No. Just a playful.
Yeah.
Oh, paper cut right across the back of the neck.
No, it's a beer mat. They don't really do paper cuts.
That's all right, then.
Okay, so she is suggesting, based on her experience, that if you can find someone significantly smaller, that will be better. But there's a chance Stefan would make it.
Oh, Stefan. This brings options in. Do we find a a miniature member while you schmooze with Sharp and keep her out of the office.
How Stefano say how small's the girl? Let's see if she'll do it for us.
Leah?
You won't get her away from the cult.
I know, I'm only joking.
Leah is tiny. She's a very skinny little girl.
It's probably too much to ask, you know. Oh, could you help us do this so that our friend can come and take you away from the people that you're so happy to meet? Probably wouldn't go down well. I was only kidding.
We could ask Kat. I don't think Kat's on shift. She's a bit smaller than you, isn't she?
Kat would definitely be less bulky and slimmer, yeah.
Rose,
so would Rose.
But she's on shift at the minute, and
yeah.
Kara's already out of shift.
Zoe isn't particularly big, but you may need her somewhere else.
Well, that's it. In a little while. What is it? Just as we're doing that, that's when it's like an hour before the cult go down for hot tubbing. So we can always get Kat back because she's going with Agnar hot tubbing. But she's got time. What do you think, Stefan? Do you want to do the schmoozing while she does the clambering, or do you fancy yourself through those pipes?
Well, I've kind of got my heart set on it now, but if I'm not going to fit, I'm not going to fit, am I? There's no point in trying to squeeze a bulky, and he looks at Sammy as he says that, individual such as myself into such a small space.
Look, man, I've told you before, you're not bulky, you're thick with 2 C's. Okay? And it looks good on you.
Maybe you ought to tell Sammy that. Sip away at his orange juice, assuming he's still got a bit left before the next one's come. Well, why don't you message Kat and see if chances are she's going to be up for it. See if she's got anything on.
Well, I wanted to put something on before she comes and joins us.
See if she's busy, is what I meant.
Okay. Kara gives Kat a call, if that's okay.
Of course. Okay. Kat answers pretty much immediately. Turns out she wasn't up to much. And she says, "Hello."
Hey, Kat, you got anything on?
Not really.
Stefan wants to know.
Just trying to work out how many different combinations of sandwiches there are. I mean, in total.
What are you up to?
3.
Have you added crisps to all those combinations yet? 'Cause you can double that.
6. That's brilliant.
It's not bad. It's good. I'm glad we're helping you out. Now that I've helped you out, I was wondering if you could help me out.
Okay.
It's pretty similar, really. So we're trying to cause the ship to delay jump by an hour. You know, so it's pretty much just like adding some crisps to a sandwich. And one of the ways we need to do this is you'll enjoy this. You joined us for adventure. It's to sneak into the security office when hopefully there's no one in there, and press some buttons to turn off the security to a hatch so that 2 of us can get through said hatch. Stefan would do it, but Sammy says that his bum's too big. I don't know how you feel about his bum.
I haven't been paying that much attention, to be honest. But I mean, how dangerous is this? Is there a chance I could get stuck in there?
Looking at the schematics, stuck in there, no. I guess the dangerous thing would be what you tell people if you're caught with your finger on the unlock security measures button. That's where the thrill comes. Let's put it that way.
So, I mean, you guys will tell me what I'm supposed to do when I get there, right? I mean, it won't just be get in there and work out what to do.
Yeah, I can work out what's needed. I can make sure I'm connected up to the system and know what's needed. It's just I can't do it from out of the office, and I need to be with Sammy to get her to where we need to go.
Okay, can you roll a persuade for me, please, with intellect for Kara?
Okay. That's good. She's good at persuading, so that's okay. Which is a 6 plus 4 is a 10.
Okay.
No.
6 is average, but luckily she's got the skills.
Kat, you can almost hear her smile over the over the voice, and she says, "This sounds like a real riot. I'm in."
Excellent. Bring your sneakiest clothes.
Sure. I think I have something like that. Sneaky as in get away with it if caught, not sneaky as in blend in with the background, right?
Yeah, maybe an overall with a name tag on or something. Something that people might turn away from you, give you a second chance sort of thing, if they see you somewhere. Yeah, not like, don't look like a tree or something.
Yeah, I'll come up with something. Don't worry.
Cool, fantastic. We are gonna need. The time is ticking. I've got to work out the amount on it. Do we have about 2 hours from that point, Ben? At this point.
Yes.
Really, we need to start this thing going in about an hour's time, I guess, to get everything sorted. You okay to get all the stuff and then join us at... And then she says which cross keys. Meet us up here and we'll sort of head out from there?
Absolutely.
Fantastic. We'll see you then. Look forward to seeing you. We're going to have a hell of a time.
I'm sure it's going to be brilliant.
Give Agnar a lucky ruffle for me on your way past.
Okay.
He'll know what it means.
Okay. So you have an infiltrator.
Cool.
Are you going to split your team to the point where people are going to be waiting by a hatch when the alarm is turned off?
I think we're going to need to work out what the best hatch is. Stefan, you're going to need to get Sharp away from our office somehow. Oh, he's vanished. We've lost Ewan. I don't know what to do, Ben. I'm at a loss.
Oh, that's horrifying.
You could have said it with a bit more meaning.
Well, it is actually an inconvenient moment.
I know, just to say us. From my
just as we turn
to
Ewan and say, so how are we going to do this?
From my point of view, for Kara and Sammy, yeah, we need to get. My thinking is we'll meet at the cross keys, and then we sort of go to the different directions. But Kara needs to be set up somewhere with a computer near the hatch, so that her and Sammy can go in as soon as it's switched. Because we don't know. I guess we don't know how long we've got. If that makes sense.
Right. Okay. So, in essence, you've got a team going to front of ship.
Yeah.
You've got Kat going to actually go through the vents.
Yeah.
And you've got Stefan going to do the distraction to pull Sharp out of her office.
Yes.
Okay. So what you need to do is work out exactly how to pick your hatch, how to get through it, and how to time it, and then what to do when you get there, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. The plan is, well, Sammy said that if I can get to the hatch, if I can get her to the sensor array thing, she can do it from there. It's just I've got to get her there, right? I guess we got to get that hatch unplugged. I need to know get the schematics up, do the things as needed, get hacking if need be. But then once in, she can do what's needed.
Yeah. That's going to be and obviously that needs to be timed. It needs to actually be lined up with, so that you don't go too early before the alarm's off, and don't waste too much time either.
And the thing is, we don't want to do it too much before. We don't really want to do it too much before jump, because if we do it an hour before jump, and it's something they can fix in an hour, they could probably still jump at the same time.
Yep.
So we want to do it in like we want to time it to be a few minutes before jump happens, I guess. So there is some time that needs to take place. So we need Stefan's gonna. So I'm gonna need to work out the route. I'll tell you what I can do then while that's happening. Is there any way that between them, Cara and Sammy could calculate how long they think the route would take to walk from the cross keys to the hot tubs? Cara's done the hot tubs before. To the bottom, through the hatch, and just geographically how much, welcome back, how much distance Cat would need to cover.
If she's setting off from the cross keys, it would take her about 10 minutes or so to get to the hatch, the first hatch point. Then once you do that, exactly how long it would take her to wriggle through passageways and find the right vent and so on, that will be a bit variable, but it shouldn't take more than a few minutes. So if you think, assuming nothing goes wrong, 15 minutes or so.
15 minutes total, 15 minutes total, if that's the thing, okay. We probably need to give her a few minutes behind that hatch, just leeway, but not too long. So long as she spends there, the riskier it is. But you need to build in a bit of time just in case things go wrong, or someone's wandered into the office to grab a cup of coffee or something, or something's up. You probably need to give her 25 minutes. I reckon 25 minutes. So if we're jumping at... What time are we jumping? Midnight, was it?
Yep.
So Kat needs to set out at about... And then she needs some time to hack in just in case. She needs to set out by 11:30 PM. That gives 30 minutes to get there and do what she needs to do, which hopefully seems reasonable.
Well, yeah, but how long is it going to take you to then mess with the prox sensor? She's got to do all of that before you crack open a hatch.
That's true, and then I've got time to hatch. We're working back time because we need to know when Stefan needs to go and start doing his schmoozing.
Yeah, I'd also say that if she's just deactivating an alarm, as long as nobody stumbles across it, she could do that any time. It doesn't mean that you need to go in there straight away and do it.
Oh, that's
in theory. I know it adds risk, but
yeah, because whether if it's something that someone would notice in the room if it had gone down, and you need maybe you need Sharp to be as far away from her office as possible in case she gets a bleep to tell her there's a problem.
But better 20 minutes early than 10 minutes late.
That is very true.
I would say.
On the schematics, how far is it from the hatch to the what we need, Ben, for the hacking?
You mean once you get through the currently alarmed hatch?
Yes. Cause that was the one we pulled up because we were looking for the best choice of one, weren't we?
That's right.
Yeah.
You've got a basic schematic. In fact, a very, very good detailed schematic of passageways, but that does not include details of things like the sensors. You can have a go at trying to get those. That's going to be a tougher test, though. Otherwise, you're going to have to blunder around in there.
Kara will say to Sammy, using your best guesstimate and your knowledge, if I can get us into the system, how long will it take you to come up with some shenanigans on the sensors?
I'll have to be at them physically. I'll have to get to a sensor point and change it. Basically knock it out. It's really as simple as cutting a wire. I don't know how many redundancies there are, though, in the system. I might have to find and cut 2, 3, 4 of them. And if they're designed to be redundant, they won't necessarily all go through the same pipe, if you see what I mean. I may have to hunt around a bit. The more information you can get me, the better.
Then it sounds like I need to type around a bit more and see what I can find out. If we're using this hatch, I will dig down a bit now and try and find out a bit more about it.
Okay. All right. This is an electronics computing check. You've got Sammy with you. I'm going to let her do an astrogation check and give you a bonus, turn it into a task chain. Because she knows what she's looking for and you know how to get the information, if you see what I mean. However, she's not that brilliant at this, so this may turn out to be a negative, but we'll see.
Sammy, this is what happens when we let Sammy tag along.
Oh, actually, that's not too bad. It was only an 8, but that's +2, so that's a total of +2 to your roll.
Nice. And what did you say? I've got computers and...
Electronics computing plus your intellect.
Do I get my +1 bonus on that as well?
Yes, why not?
Thank you.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, that's good. Well,
and a +2 for Sammy.
Well, that's a 7 + 6 then is a 13.
13. Okay. You bring up a schematic. You're trying to match a physical plan of corridors and doors and hatches with a logical plan of sensors and routing and cables. It doesn't appear that there is a perfect one-to-one relationship. But in other words, even those who actually do this for a living may have to enter a maintenance area and then open a couple of panels in order to find which one contains the link they're looking for, so to speak, because they haven't documented down to the level of where each of the parallel circuits runs right down to the cabinet. But you can identify a hatch at the bottom of one of the accommodation units, which, if it is opened, will let you into a space where you can have access to all of the panels and cable runs you would need. It looks as if all of these sensors are triple redundant. There are 3 wires you'd have to cut. And you can guess they're not behind the same panels. You'd have to find 3 panels and cut 3 wires behind them.
So we're going to need some time for that then, Sammy. We're going to need some...
I mean, the space behind these hatches isn't enormous. But you remember, you've been through one of them before when you were hunting for bad people on the Seamstress. It's these twisting corridors that sort of connect together multiple hatch access points.
Yeah, that mess up with your view of where things are.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
So you have been through them before. They're not enormous. They're not endless. They are each set of hatches connects to its own separately compartmented area. So if you can get enough people to have enough time and access, if you could have, say, 3 people going through the hatch, all knowing what they needed to do, you might get it done in 10 minutes. If it's all going to come down to Sammy, it might take a bit longer.
Oh, so Cara and Sammy is 2, so we need one more person. And then give yourself 15 minutes. Cara looks up and rolls her eyes at Stefan. Says, "This is looking more complex than I thought, mate."
What are you thinking?
We might need to get someone else in with me and Sammy down there, looking at this, looking at what we're looking at. It's going to take at least 10 minutes, even for the 3 of us. You know, I can have a poke around, but we need someone that's got someone with astrogation. What do you think the chances of dragging Soraya at this point, and how drunk do you think she is? Because she's actually got sensors and astrogation and all the skills. I think. Do you want a smooth talker? She's more likely to listen to you.
What time is it? I would say she's probably reasonably drunk at this point.
It's about 10:15. 10:10. I think.
Yeah. If you want me to, if you can't think of anyone else, I'll give her a call.
I just know that she's the one with sensors and astrogation, and others might have, but she's going to be crawling through holes. She might be the one to go for. Give her a call anyway. If she don't, we can get someone else.
Yeah, sure. And Stefan, I'll pick up the phone and call Soraya.
Soraya, the first time Soraya looks down and sees the phone, she ignores it for a while as her and Rick clank another bottle of beer together and chug it while watching, no doubt, people throwing that ball through the hoop or whatever it is, Ben. We're on that night. We're on that night, aren't we? The big celebration open night.
Yeah, it's the big boozy night where people are trying to throw the ball from one bar to the other at each end of the pitch.
He'll put the phone down and look at Cara and just say she's not answering.
Give her another go. It might be in her pocket.
He doesn't say anything, but he'll pick up the phone and give her a call.
Soraya sort of feels it vibe again in front of her on the bar, and looks at it for a long time. Then looks up at Rick, and then takes the device. Yeah, hello. What do you want?
Hey, how's it going? Have you made the throw yet? Or catch?
I've not been early on in the queue because I'm not one of the big cheeses.
After your last performance?
How quickly people forget, Stefan, my friend. I was a god among men last week. Now look at me. I'm a man among gods. She says, winking at Rick. Hey, what can I doodle you for?
Listen, I know you're busy. It's a big night. Cara's got something she might want a bit of help with.
I hope it's a bottle of spirits.
There's definitely a bottle of spirits on the agenda at some point in the evening.
At some point early on, I hope. You're not going to make me miss out on this excitement, are you, Stefan? You're not ruining my night, are you, Stefan? I've heard this tone of voice before many times in the past, Stefan.
As he's going through that, he'll hold the phone to his chest and say to Cara, "What time do you want her?"
She says, "Well, if we're going to dial this back, then it looks like we're going to need to be getting through the hatch by 11:40 at the very latest. Would that make sense? 11:40. Yeah, 15 minutes in plus 10 minutes plus 5 plus 5. We need to be getting through that hatch, which means she needs to be at that hatch by 11:30, 11:25. So she needs to be here. And if she's drinking, the sooner we get her here, the better.
He'll nod and he'll get the phone back on and he'll say, no, not at all. I'm not trying to do that. Listen, you'd have to about 11 o'clock.
This is Stefan. This is the voice you used when you used to drag me out of clubs when we were studying.
Yeah, for important stuff.
You'd said you'd ordered the taxi and it was outside. Then we'd have to go outside and wait for an hour.
Look, I promise you will not be waiting around for an hour tonight. Cara and Sammy have got a Sammy. Sammy. That was you and not me, not Stefan. They've got something that they. Look, I can't talk about it over the phone. You know the type of thing, but they need a third person, and they need somebody who knows sensors and who looks up to Cara. Astrogation. Where's questioning? Astrogation.
That's just knowing how to fly through space. Anyone can do that. You just point at a big sun.
Yeah, what about sensors?
Yeah, okay, fair enough. I do have those skills. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll do it, but I need you to do something for me. Alright? Poor old Rick here isn't quite out of his shell yet. He still needs a couple more drinks, I think, to get going. If you can get one of the crew to come over and keep him company for a couple of hours, then I'll leave him. Once you sort it, give me a call and I'll come over. I don't leave.
I can do better than that. How about I come over personally and I'll hang out with him.
You with Rick at the buckyball?
I know. Things you never thought would happen.
You're not going to make more bets against good sportsmen, are you, Stefan? Like you did against me.
No. There'll be no gambling. Only sure things.
Okay.
Only sure things. Yes.
When you get here, I'll head over.
Okay. Deal. I'll see you in a bit.
See you in a bit.
Lay off the booze. It's delicate work.
I'll just finish this one and the other one I've got open in front of me. All right.
Okay. Go on.
No, I was gonna say, and as she hangs up, you sort of hear her pop open another bottle.
Stefan hangs up and looks at Cara and says she's only going to have 3 more.
She should still be able to do it. She spent all those years flying around space on her own. I can only imagine how many drunken nights she had watching buckyball and the old videotapes of like space races and stuff. She'll be
exactly.
She'll be
exactly. Scouts know how to do it after a couple of drinks.
I think she has one of those T-shirts. I think.
God. Listen though, she wants someone to look after Rick and show him a bit of a good time. I kind of volunteered, but if there's anyone else you want to send, we can send someone else.
Are you going to be able to do it and schmooze Sharpie?
Well, I thought that possibly we could get Agnar to do the schmoozing. Because he's on shift for the hot tub thing, isn't he?
He is.
The hot tub trip, and he's also, he's got more of a way about him, more of a social way than I have at the best of times.
Oh, Stefan. But his bum isn't as good as yours, though, Stefan.
Plus, it's not as thick.
No, that's true. Double C thick, Stefan. If you're fine with that, that's fine. You give him a call, though. If you're passing on the important task. If you're passing on the task, you're the one that calls him. He might be preening. He's been floofy all afternoon in the hot tub. I'm happy with the switch. If between you and him you can work out how it's done. As long as someone gets her out the office for It's getting earlier, isn't it? The need. If someone can get her out the office for a good 40 minutes, probably. That would not be a bad idea. 15 minutes needs to get in. 30 plus that. 11:30. So it's 11. It's gone back to 11:30. 11. Cat needs to leave here now at about 4. Yeah, he needs to get over there needs to get her out the office for about 11:15.
Okay, I'll tell you what. You call up Sharp. You ask her to meet Agnar at the hot tub. I suppose get her to meet him at the entrance. They can, they can walk through stuff from there. I bet kill a bit of time, meander, chat about the approach to the place that they're going to be hanging out. Get her to meet him there. How far a walk is it, Ben? Give or take? Do we know?
To which bit? Estimate? Sorry.
From her office to the entrance to the hot tub section that they are going to. It's at the back.
So, you mean the emergency exit hatch to her office through the vents, or do you mean from the hot tub area to her office through the regular passageways?
How long would it take Sharp to get from her office, say, if she was there, to the hot tub?
No more than 5 minutes. Absolutely
Okay.
No more. Probably less.
Tell her to meet him there at 10 past. Or ask if she can meet him there at 10 past.
Yeah, because that's more like it. Okay.
And then we'll make it happen. I'll speak to him. If he doesn't want to do it, then we'll just send someone else and say, "Oh, sorry, he got tied up or something." It's no biggie. And Stefan will start typing out a message to Agnar and saying, "Hey, Agnar, you've got a meeting with Sharp tonight to go over the hot tub security. It needs to last until midnight.
Yeah.
Preferably a little bit longer. Wink emoji."
Kara sighs and picks up the call to give Sharp a call.
Okay. All right. Sharp picks up on about the second ring fairly briskly.
Hey, Sharpie, how are you?
Okay, thank you. Anything I need to know?
I'm sorry it's late, by the way. I know that you never seem to sleep, but thank you for answering anyway.
You're welcome. I'm always happy to hear very, very good news from you people about the way everything's going exactly according to plan, and I don't need to do anything or worry about anything.
Well,
which is, I'm sure, why you called me.
It's 50-50. Things are going to plan, but it'd be helpful if you could do something at the same time, I guess. So, there's ups and downs to this conversation.
Okay.
Now, if you remember a little while ago, I let you know about our plans for later tonight. For getting the whole posse out there, and you seemed a little bit uncertain about it, I guess. About getting...
Yeah, it's not ideal.
Well, I was talking with Agnar. You know Agnar, the flu fist of us all. He's a fine figure of Varga. I'm sure you'd agree.
I'm familiar with Agnar.
You know what he's like. He's an old military soul. He wanted to go over the plans again, and basically to talk you through and show you through our plans to set your mind at rest a little bit, I guess. Over with the hot tubs. I know it's quite close to your office anyway. It was planned to head there just after 11. If you were happy to go and join him, and he would sort of show you what our thinking was. Basically, so you knew what the plan was for tonight. When they're there.
Okay, can you roll a persuade for me, please?
I can.
With intellect.
I can, thank you. Depends how much she needs to be persuaded. It's a 7, but what'd you say? Persuade plus intellect?
Plus intellect, yeah.
Persuade is a 2. Oh, cool. 11.
Okay.
It depends, because 12s and 14s can sometimes be a check.
Yeah. Sharp thinks for a moment, then says, "Okay, I can meet you just after 11, I guess. We normally like to have a briefing for the security team just before we go to jump.
Okay.
But I can give you a short bit of time. Yeah. I'll probably need to be back in my office by past, so be prompt."
Okay. Thank you. What time is jump, by the way? It must be quite soon.
Midnight tonight, that's the plan.
Midnight tonight. Oh, man. It's quite exciting. Is everything looking good for that?
Nobody's told me otherwise.
Fantastic. Okay, I'm sure we can sort that and make sure you're back in time for your briefing. Thank you. We're helping each other on this cruise, and that's what I appreciate most about our professional relationship.
Okay, yes.
Okay.
I'll see you just after 11.
Cool. See you later, babes.
Every time.
Okay.
Cara nods at Stefan and says, she'll meet Agnar at the hot tubs just after 11. He's going to need to pull all his schmoozing strings because she wants to be back in her office for 11:30.
And what time do you reckon Kat will be out of there?
At 11:35.
Okay. So I mean, as long as she's a little bit late, as long as you guys are through the. Quick question: if you leave the hatch open and the alarm gets turned back on, will it go off?
Oh.
You know, I'm not technically minded, but if you went through when it was off and you left it ajar,
there's jars.
Would you be
there's
able to
jars
get
in
back
there now.
we're going to need a fifth person.
This is getting so confusing.
to
Doing the
with
jar
jars.
carrier. Well, I remember when we went through that other time, the guy had turned it off, and we could go, and it just didn't show up, did it? But things weren't returned on again, so that would be new to us. We wouldn't know, I don't think, as a posse. We could only assume. Don't know if everything goes on again.
Yeah. If you can't make an educated guess, then I'd suggest doing it anyway, because it's definitely going to go off if it gets turned back on.
Yeah.
And gets opened, right? So
If worst
it's
comes
not going to be any worse than that.
If worst comes to worst, what we'll do is we'll jump out through the hatch, find a drunk person, and chuck them through the hatch as if they've wandered down there by mistake and open the door.
Soraya.
Classic. Yeah, that's the right one.
At that rate.
Exactly. She could be trying to find to see if all the damage had been fixed after the last cruise.
Yeah. No, I'm sure it'll be fine. Agnar's fine with it. I'll just let him know she can't leave before 22.
Yeah, that would be good.
And Stefan will fire over a message. Just say there's no way that she can't leave the hot tubs until 22. That's just the way it's got to be. Lots of love, management.
Dance for me.
Okay. So, have you worked out what everyone's doing, where they're doing it, when they're doing it, and how they're doing it?
Oh, and the time scale. So, 11. Let's do it in proper military time. So 2300 is Agnar at Hot Tubs. He might have to wait for a few minutes, but that was about right, wasn't it, Stefan? So then,
Yeah.
So then, like 2305 should be Sharp's arrival, and he needs to keep there for as long as he can. Which means that Cat's infill is going to take 15 minutes total with some computer stuff. That needs to happen by past. So Cat needs to start her trek at about 11:15. So that's bumped back earlier.
That seems really late to me.
11:15. So it's maybe it's 15 minutes plus however long it takes to hack. Yeah, you're probably right. So maybe it's a similar sort of time. I don't know. I'm trying to.
It's up to you.
I'm trying to picture the geography of it.
She could in theory start.
I guess if Sharp's out, yeah, 11:05 or something.
If you know she's not going to be back.
Yeah, it's true. It gives her the time. So 11:05 gives her. She could get in there at 11:20, which theoretically gets her 10 minutes to press what she needs to press, I guess, and get out again. Which means then the other posse need to be at the. Basically, everyone needs to be where they need to be for about 11 o'clock. And things.
And then just communicate when
from there.
When you're done,
yeah.
When the next step is ready to. Yeah.
Hey Monkey Tails, thank you for joining us after your mammoth session. I hope you're doing well. Poops is in his house. Lovely work today, Croy, if you're one of those that have raided with. Excellent work, by the way, I really enjoyed it. I popped by as well.
it was brilliant this evening. I stopped in for a bit. I thought it was enormous fun.
Hey Pirates, hope you're doing well, my friend. And Lloyd as well. Thanks guys, join us. But just sort of, you join us as the fun part hopefully is about to happen. We love... Where did you go on the razzle? Did you go big? Did you go local? And what have you been drinking? That's the most important thing. You've missed all our frustrating timing parts of the heist, and now we're ready to go heisting. Tea?
Ready to actually do the heist itself.
I do love tea, but it's not a razzle drink. Unless you're drinking that alcoholic teas. Long Island iced teas.
Long Island ice. I do like a Long Island iced tea.
It's the most drunk I've ever seen my wife, actually. See, that's good for you, though. To be honest, I kind of wish I didn't like it. That'd make life a lot easier.
Yeah, I kind of wish you didn't like it as well. That would make my life a lot easier.
Very brave,
And you wouldn't be as thick as Stefan.
2 C's. No, that is the problem. But you say you can't. I'm sure you can. Everyone can dance to some extent, even if it's the seaweed.
I had a friend who was a dancer and told me that everybody could dance, and it didn't take me very long to prove her very wrong.
Well, it sounds like we need an IMT times Baltic Star prom, and we can all do some dirty dancings.
I like how you went straight to prom. I was thinking, he's gonna. What's the video game?
Oh,
forget the name. Just Dance.
Just Dance.
Yeah.
I'm classier than that.
Clearly.
yes.
So loaded.
All evidence to the contrary. Apparently, you are.
I have my moments. Right. I'm glad you had a lovely time on the tea at the local.
Yeah.
Sleep well, Poops.
Good night, Angie Poops. It's Angie Pops. You know what I mean.
Poops in the bed.
Thank you for joining us. It's lovely to see you, and I hope you enjoyed your tea.
Yeah. Joy. Okay. So everyone's going to get there about 11 then, Ben. And we'll basically be like, okay, the mouse is on the move. And then someone could do something, and then the cage is unlocked. And we'll do it like that, I guess.
Stefan looks up as he's about to leave and just says, "The cage is unlocked" is the worst code name for a door not being alarmed that I've ever heard. Go. Change it.
Oh, how about the cork has been popped?
Yeah, I mean that's better. Definitely better.
There we go. Perfect. Speaking of popping corks, you better go and keep our mate busy then. Pop some corks with him.
Yeah. Soraya's not going to leave till I get there, so good luck. Don't get caught, as we always used to say.
We did. Go on. Off you go. Enjoy yourself.
See you later. And Stefan will head to... oh, damn it. As he walks off, he'll call up Soraya's and he'll send her a message and he'll just say, which bar are you at, by the way?
Oh, we're at
I assume Soraya's at Duke's, probably.
Oh, hang on. What are the two? Oh, now that
Geeka
we're
are playing, aren't they?
Yeah, but now we're De La Rue now, aren't we? Because we're business owners in De La Rue.
That's right. And Duke's is the De La Rue bar this time.
Cool. And then he'll turn around the other way and he'll head to Duke's once he gets that message. Reasonably quickly.
Because obviously De La Rue were Kookaburra when they were at the Kookaburra bar when Duke's was hosting Geeka, but the two bars, it's just a flip of a coin, you know, who plays which end, so to speak.
Yeah. Cool, perfect. On his way there, he'll look out for the most ridiculous merchandise you can find. De La Rue merchandise.
Up the Rue. Ah, lovely. Soraya's just trying to talk to the who was that captain of De La Rue? That bloke, that nervous guy. That Stefan slipped him some roofies or something, didn't he? on the last trip to get him to tell the truth.
Yes. He didn't necessarily have the easiest of times with you guys.
When you get there, Soraya will be trying to...
Yeah, his name is Faden Proust.
Yes, Proust. When you get there, Soraya will be trying to schmooze Proust a little bit. Talk about how now we own business in De La Rue. We're big fans now, and that we. Come on, you can throw the ball through the ring, Proust. Come on.
Let's actually find out.
You're the hero we need, Proust.
Oh, nice.
Actually, after last time's slight disappointment, Proust does pretty well this time out. It's not flawless, but it's good enough to get it all the way to Kookaburra. And the return... Oh, well, the return is awful. I mean, when I say awful, I'm not kidding. The return is bad. So, undeniably, at least in the moral rankings, undeniably, De La Rue has the upper hand at this point.
Proust! Oh, Proust, you're doing us proud. Well done. You're gonna win, aren't you? Aren't you, Proust? This time you're gonna get a big win for us, De La Ruians. Oh yeah.
Yeah. I feel good about this one.
Up the Rue.
Up the Rue. Well, Hackett, they're not they're not the most powerful team, but you never know. You got to pay attention.
They're no geeks, are they, Prousty?
I'm not sure I'd rate the geeks as being all that great either, but sure.
But we were getting on well. We were getting on well till then. I still like you, but you're breaking my heart, Prousty. You're breaking my heart. I'll tell you what, I need to love you and leave you, alright? You'll look after my friend here for me, won't you? This is Rick. I would say he's a big fan, but he's not. But can you look after him anyway? He's just happy to be here.
Sure. Well, I mean, I'm sure he won't get trampled or anything. It'll be fine.
Good stuff.
Can Stefan attempt to tap Soraya, but like on the opposite shoulder to the side that he's standing at?
Oh, he's a wag.
Yes, he can. Can you go with the deception with Dex roll for me, please?
Oh, yes. Ah, that's my double 6.
Ah, you.
What a good one to have it on, hey?
Yes.
That's a 14.
14. It is
That is
absolutely
nice,
flawless. You time everything perfectly, and she looks completely the wrong way as you.
Oh, she does one of those like double spins as she follows her shoulder around.
And
Looks like she's chasing a tail. Yes.
As she turns around to just say, "Hey, you're tagged out."
She looks down at the strange coloured cocktail concoction in her hand and passes it over to Stefan and says, "I suppose you better finish this then. Enjoy. Keep Prousty happy. Look after Rick."
And he'll sort of give her a look that I'm sure he's given her many times before, and he'll just say, "Just you look after them, all right? Make sure it goes okay."
You know me, Stefan. I'm a bit of a lush, but you know what my life was like. I can get through what I need to get through.
That's what I'm counting on. And he'll raise her glass to her. Have a drink.
God. She sadly raises an empty hand and drinks back before wandering off towards the cross keys.
Okay. All right. So it won't take Soraya very long to get there. So just for my own sanity at this point, who is doing what in which area and when? Everybody wants to be at their jump-off points at 11.
Yeah, I think
Is that right?
That seems like the most simple way of doing it, yeah.
So Soraya and Sammy are going to be at the hatch they want to get through at 11 o'clock, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd have thought Kara was going as well, was she not? With
Okay, that's fine. Soraya, Sammy, and Kara at that hatch. Great. Agnar, down by the hot tubs near the area that you've reserved for the early hours of the morning for the massive hot tub extravaganza.
Did you just call it the hairier?
Hairy hours.
I
all hairy hours when Agnar's involved. His plan was to try and meet her at the entrance to, because it's a walk down, isn't it, to the very bottom? Is that right?
The hot tubs, yeah, effectively, when you get in the lift in the main globe part of the ship, you go down in the lift, and the bit that you're dealing with is at the bottom level of that. 3 floors down, or 3 levels down from the main concourse of the ship.
Yeah, so he'll aim to meet at the bottom of that lift.
Okay. All right. And that's the same lift that Sharp would normally use to come up through when she comes out of her office and comes up to meet you. So it would make sense.
Cool.
So you want to be at the bottom of that lift shaft, or the bottom outside the lift there, at that level.
On that level, yeah.
On that level. At at exactly 11 o'clock.
Yeah. Well, the
Sharp.
2,300 hours, because he was an ex-military. He
Yeah,
is an
absolutely.
ex-military general.
So 2,300 hours, he's going to be there. Kara, Sammy, and Soraya, slightly drunk, are going to be at the hatch around the midline of the ship. And Stefan is going to be holding Rick's hair back while he throws up in the bar.
Oh, is he though? Or does he just leave him? And... No, for now he will be attempting to enact the most outrageous night that he possibly can with his new good friend Rick.
And that leaves only one other person who's directly involved, who is Kat, who's going to be secreting herself as best she can near the emergency access hatch a little further around from the lift on that lower level of the hot tub area.
Yes. Wandering down there, ready to break through there and sneak into security, yeah.
Okay. Excellent. So, everybody get your dice ready. We're going to take our break.
You swine. Dun, 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 dun.
Now that I've got everyone knowing what they're doing and where and when in my head, it's time to have our little break, and then we'll do the quick heist in the second part of the show.
Wonderful.
Heist.
Very quick question, Ben. The 3 levels of hot tub, you can walk between them as well, can't you? Did you say that last time? Yeah.
Essentially the same arrangement as with the ski resort mountain at the other end. It's like one enormous, fairly shallow mountainside, or double-sided mountainside, stretching out in both directions.
Yeah.
And yes, you can walk up it from top to bottom. It's just that there are 3 levels where the lift gets you closest to the height you want, so you don't have to walk up and down all the way.
Cool. Perfect. Yeah, that's all I wanted. It's all good.
Okay. Let's take
So we're back in 5?
That's it, back in 5. Back in
Yep.
5-ish.
Back in a few minutes.
Oh, hang on.
And we will do the heist.
I haven't prepared for this, guys.
And Luke has his cheating dice ready.
Yes, man, they're so good. I'm glad I used...
wasted all my double 12s on tapping Cara on the shoulder.
The good thing is, though, we're using the sort of skills for Cara that even when I roll 5s and 6s, they're still good enough to succeed, thank goodness.
Yeah.
I'm glad I used the other dice for Triker, though, because you have to roll low on them. My orbital
That's
blues,
true.
My orbital blues dice are so cold. They're good for that.
There will be
with
times when you
Triker,
have
it's
to
a
roll
mixture,
high.
isn't it? Some are low and some are high.
Yeah, it's a bit of a mishmash. Yeah, because if it's a challenge against someone else, you have to roll high, don't you?
Yeah.
Right. Anyway, the screen's up. I'll just put some music and we'll vanish off. Right, there's the music. And we'll see you all in a few. Grab your drinks and your glasses for the toast when we get back. Ewan.
Hello and welcome back, everybody, to the most important part of any Boys from the Baltic Star stream, but especially the Traveller streams, because that's the only time we do it. A toast to our fallen NPC, to our only fallen NPC, I do believe. A toast to Greyhill, hopefully in keeping with our heist theme tonight. And what can I say about such a man that hasn't already been said? A man so cool, when he went to bed, sheep would count him. A man who always kept a well-stocked bar, and when questioned about the amount of alcohol on the ship and asked, "How many rounds you got?" would always calmly answer, "Enough." He never used 7 words when 4 would do, or shifted his weight. He always looked at his mark but didn't stare. Always specific but not memorable. Funny but never made us laugh. A man who would always say his true curse was being so smart. "I always pretty much know what's going to happen next. There's no suspense," he'd often say. A man who, when questioned on his lonely, solitary existence, would reply, "I'm alone, not lonely." An important distinction for a barman to make. But above all, a religious barman who always kept a Bible next to his heart. In fact, we once saw the good book stop a laser round that would have really messed with his heart, for sure. And if he'd have had another one in front of his face, well, then he might still be alive today. So I would like you all to raise a glass to such a man, to the late, great Greyhill Bast.
Greyhill Bast.
Greyhill Bast.
There weren't many heist movies in there, but I did try and get quotes from as many as I could find.
There were a couple in there that I spotted.
I always like your toasts because it sounds like Rudyard Kipling reading one of his poems.
I have to say I'm not familiar with the vocal work of Rudyard Kipling. Maybe I'll look some up.
Oh, and where's Ewan?